How important is that for you to be the face of Toronto Fire, to get out in front of the media and get in front of the public?
Great question. Not only is it important, I think it's vital, and I think it really is the opportunity for us to connect with the public. And one of the things, we've had a lot of attention, of course, after the Badminton and Racquet Club fire, and then just a couple of days ago the crane rescue. But one of the lessons that we've learned, and one of the things that's been reinforced, is that it really is the fire chief's role to be that connection point between what's going on in the operation and with the residents. So really my role is to be that face and voice, but really to be that sense of calm for the community. And if we think back to the Badminton and Racquet fire, yeah, that's a big incident. It's a bad day, but we're okay. And my job is to connect with the members of the media and really leverage the expertise we have in yourselves and all of our media colleagues to connect with our residents to say, we're here, this is what's going on, give you accurate, timely, factual information, and ultimately contribute to a sense of calm in the city.
So a sense of calm in a situation like this, with the crane rescue today, is it an opportunity perhaps to give an insight into the job of a rescuer?
Absolutely it is. You said it well. It's our opportunity for us to explain, again, to the residents who pay for fire, to understand the resources and the capacity and the expertise that are being provided in the city 24/7.
Okay. A lot of congratulatory tweets, at least, and public statements for you coming out from city councillors as well. How much does that figure into the job you want to do, maintaining a relationship with the politicians at City Hall?
Yeah, I'm very honored by what happened yesterday, and like you say, my Twitter machine more or less blew up. A lot of really congratulatory and really positive words from council. Maintaining an effective working relationship with council is key. What makes the fire service different than many of the operating divisions or many of the services provided in the city is the Fire Protection and Prevention Act clearly establishes in law that a municipal council are the only entity that can establish a service level. I can't, as the fire chief. Senior administration can't do it unilaterally. Councillors, the city council has to establish a service level in fire. So the FPPA states that, in accordance with city process, I'm accountable directly to them for the delivery of those services. And my job is to make sure that they understand the risks, and that I'm providing them with expert advice and recommendations on how we mitigate those risks.
Again, we've got a situation where there are some areas where operations are declining as well. You're putting more of an emphasis, or some emphasis, in prevention. How do you see that balance going forward, or priorities going forward with prevention? Yeah,
again, the Fire Protection Prevention Act lays out what's defined as the 3 lines of defense. Public education being first, fire prevention and code enforcement being second, and then of course emergency response is the last line of defense. We are placing a very significant and intentional emphasis on both public education and enforcement, but not at the expense of emergency response. So we're as a city and as a department, we're fully committed to maintaining an effective and safe and efficient emergency response. But we're really working hard, and we have some really exciting initiatives on the go now to expand the capacities and expand the capabilities of our operations crews, give them more training, give them more expertise and credentials so that they can be an increasingly active part of our overall public education program and our overall code enforcement and fire prevention program.
We're in a building, the audience may not realize we're in a building that houses both EMS and fire.
Yes.
What do you make of a more formal combining of those two, like is done in other cities?
Yeah, I have an excellent working relationship with Chief McKechnie and all of the senior staff at Toronto Paramedic Services. As you said, we're co-located here. Both our emergency communication centers are here. That's a common question, and at this point in time, there isn't anything ongoing. No specific work that's going to, I guess, put us together or amalgamate us, but. The approach that we have taken in the past, we continue to take, and Gordon and I spoke about this very recently. We're always open to having conversations. Having said that, there have been a number of studies in the past that have looked at those opportunities, and really the result has been the return on investment in considering that we're the 2 largest service providers, respectively, in the province and in the country. That return on investment is really hard. So it's possible that there could be administrative, or operational enhancements, but at what cost? So we're not. There's nothing in process to I guess, formally plug us together. But our crews work hand in hand every day. About 50% of the emergency response call volumes that our operations firefighters deal with are medical emergencies. So that's a direct, what's known as tiered response, a direct relationship with our paramedics in the street. And that's continuously being evaluated. We take our advice and guidance from our colleagues at paramedics and through the medical direction of the base hospital medical director. So when the medical evidence suggests that there's a benefit for firefighters getting engaged in certain types of emergencies, those are service level amendments that we take forward.
But would you see a benefit of a more formal combining of the two?
It's really hard to say. To be very candid, that is not something that I've studied. In my time, we've not been focused on that. There is the only thing that has a little bit of traction, and there's some outstanding recommendations that former City Manager Penichetti made, was with respect to the potential to putting the communication centers together, but it was acknowledged that would require some legislative changes. So really all of that work is pending a change at the province, and until that change happens, there's really no benefit in us spending more money or committing a lot of time and resources to investigating that.
Okay. Well, you've been on the job in the interim basis for a year, 1 day now as the official chief. What are your goals for Fire Chief?
During my course of being placed in the interim role, we came through this budget year, which was challenging for everyone, us included. That produced the financial constraint and the mandate we were given drove us really hard, which was good. And we've produced now what we call the Tfs, or Toronto Fire Services Transformation Plan. So there are 20 high-level strategic initiatives contained in the transformation plan that look at all aspects of the service level here, that are aimed at equipping us to deliver better service, potentially, in certain areas more efficient service, and really trying to maximize the return on investment for the dollars and the commitment of funds that are already being spent here. A couple of quick examples. We're moving now on a plan that will provide all of our new recruits, so all of the incoming operations crews by the end of this year, when they go to the Toronto Fire Academy after we hire them and they go to the recruit program, this will also, in addition to all of their operations qualifications, we're going to qualify them as level 1 public educators and level 1 fire inspectors as well, so that when they're deployed on the trucks, they're now tri-qualified emergency responders. So they're fully qualified operations firefighters, but they also have the technical credentials to be involved in public education and code enforcement at no additional cost. So that's one. We've got a number of other initiatives. The other one that we're really I'm excited about and we're really proud of is what we've called the Tfs Diversity Plan. And our diversity and inclusion plan there's a series of ongoing initiatives now that we're working hard to better represent or create strategies so that our workforce better represents the community, that careers inside Toronto Fire Services are more attractive to the diversity that is Toronto. And we're working really hard. We've made a lot of improvements already. We've streamlined the recruitment process for operations firefighter. We're working with experts in human resources and equity, diversity, and human rights office to identify anything that looks like a systemic barrier, remove those barriers, and we're seeing some really cool results. The recruit class that's in the academy right now is the most diverse class in our history, and we're really excited to see those things continue. So my priorities are really to continue to drive the transformation plan, as we talked about at the start, to continue to be the face and the voice of Toronto Fire. It's very important to me to be engaged in significant incidents and in incidents that are driving a lot of public interest. So the transformation plan, be that face and voice, remain connected with our staff, and continue to drive the overall diversity and inclusion within TFS.
Well, congratulations and good luck.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.